Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This from my city, yeah, this from my team. If you talking, it's talk to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake up and hustle. You won't see me buckle. I've been in the field. Man of the town. You been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine. The moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some. The skill is by one. Y'all done. The game in the coffin. Referee screen rest in peace. And think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring. You know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This from my city.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon. Welcome to One Ass Cheek and Three Toes. I'm your host, B. Strilla. And of course, I have the Matt Yinser on one side and Nate the Great on the other. What's going on, guys?
What up, man?
Good
How you doing?
evening.
What's up, Pat?
Good evening. How you doing, Nate?
Good, man. It's Friday, y'all.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Whatever you want to call it. We're having a good man. We had a lot of sports yesterday and a lot of exciting games. NBA, NCAA. We had baseball games, opening day. Well, opening day for most of the league except for the Dodgers because they had opening day, and the Cubs. They had opening day like a week ago. So, but you know, got a couple of football things that we got to get to as well. But first of all, how about Texas Tech? They were getting their asses beat. At halftime, it was like over with, it seemed like. But they came back and got to overtime with that three-pointer, and, dude, they just took over from that point.
Were they the team that blew a 16-point lead?
No, that was Arkansas that blew the 16-point lead.
That was Arkansas.
Okay.
You know, Tech was down. They were down a pretty good amount of points, too.
I think they were down like almost 20 at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've been sad ever since Marquette left.
I don't know what the hell happened to Texas Tech in the second half. Woo.
Well,
that was ignorant.
One team played and the other team didn't play.
One team didn't come out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got comfortable. And they're like, we got this shit, you know. And then they realized, we don't got this shit. And you know, that's the beauty of March Madness, man. Is that literally March Madness is about waves. Like, it's a 20-minute quarter. It's a 20-minute half, or there's two halves in 20 minutes. Like, a lot can happen in 20 minutes, y'all. You know, and you're going to have waves where it looks like the team's going to blow them out, and then they come back, and vice versa, and whatever. You know, kudos to Tech, man. They played hard, man. I really thought that, you know, Calipari was going to sign a check and really, really move on, and yeah, man, I fell asleep and I saw the next morning they lost. Like, what? They lost in overtime? Holy hell! Yeah,
it was a lot. There was a lot of good games last night.
Yeah.
You know, the Duke Arizona game was pretty good. I do have to say though, I can tell you that they want Duke to be in the damn finals. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Why do you? Because of the calls?
All right, Brett. Yeah, man, they took a lot of points from Arizona in that game.
Yeah, I think you're probably alluding to that flagrant that they didn't call.
There's two fouls that they called that could have been that could have got the game swung around at least to have Arizona been closer.
Oh, that was huge, man. That was huge.
Yeah.
They would have got free throws. They would have got foul shots. Or no, we got free throws. They would have got the technical shots
and the ball out, and they would have got the ball out.
That was huge. And
that was like a 4 or 5 point swing right there.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That was
good job,
really
Brett.
Surprising.
Good job, Brett. You know, hey, I bet you weren't looking. You weren't looking at that though at halftime. You're like, oh, damn it.
Brent's on top of his game.
Hey,
Yeah,
it was
he's
good
on
for a
top of
betting
that.
man. I'll tell you
Brent's
that.
he's on top of his game. He's always on top of his game.
It was good it was good if you were betting the game. I'll tell you that, man. You took all the points and
Man,
all that.
Yeah, and this and I they were for Duke in some certain moments in that game. I thought of course Flag had a terrific game, but so did what's his face, Rose. Is that what his name is? The guy that was on Arizona that transferred from Duke to Arizona. That dude was balling. He had like 38 points. Flag had like 30. And the refs were just I don't. There was a lot of foul calls because I think Arizona was playing really aggressively, and that was boding well for them.
Yeah.
And they were hanging with Duke the whole game, just about until the second half, and I think that's when the refs started doing some. They didn't even know there was a point in one foul that they didn't even know what the foul was or how they were gonna. I was like, okay, why would you call a foul if you didn't know what the hell you were gonna do with the foul?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some truth to that. Like, I definitely think that everybody wants to see Duke in Florida in the championship because Duke is really good and Florida is really good, and it's gonna boost ratings. But I mean, yeah, it sucks.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do. I mean,
Right.
all you can say is it is what it is.
Right.
Like I said, I got both my teams are still in it. Hopefully, they'll be in it after tonight. We also had BYU and Alabama. I gave BYU all them kudos, and they got.
Oh, yeah, I told you Alabama was going to smoke it.
I mean, I thought it was going to be closer than that, but
Alabama's good when they're engaged. Like when they're engaged and they really want to play hard, they are very good. They're probably up there with Florida.
It kind of also helps when you shoot the league tournament record, all those threes.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I mean,
Celtics last night.
that helps. That helps. So I mean, Alabama. I don't think they're going to do that against Duke, though. I think Duke is. I know one thing that I observed about Duke when they played Arizona. Those are some big guys. That is like playing an NBA team, like one of the commentators said. It's like playing an NBA team. They got length in there. So
not only that, but they got first round draft picks, man. Like their team is full of first round draft picks if they decide to go to the draft this year. Like at least 4. I mean, they're pros team.
Yeah, I could see that. Florida took care of Maryland. That was a pretty good battle, but Florida pretty much had that. Let's see what we got here. Who else? And like I said, BYU got slammed by Bama. So right now in the East, it's Duke versus Bama, and Florida in the West with Texas Tech. Tonight we'll be seeing Ole Miss versus MSU, Auburn versus U of M, and Houston versus Purdue, and Kentucky and Tennessee. Kentucky and Tennessee, that's going to be a good game.
I think Michigan State and Ole Miss is going to be a good game. But yeah. I mean, yeah, the SEC's been a gauntlet all year, man. They've played each other, so yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, the Big Ten still got 3 teams in there.
Yep.
So we'll see. Purdue and Houston, though, I don't know about that one. But anyway.
I don't know, man. I would give the advantage to Houston, but
what's up, Skull Roy?
Purdue's got some shooters, man, and they got a little size that could be interesting. Especially if Purdue's hitting their shots. But if Houston's locking them down, yeah, it's going to be Houston for sure.
Yeah. All right, Robert.
Oh.
What?
Whoa, why are you talking to me? What did I do? What did I do?
What are you talking about?
You said Robert. That's my name.
Oh, no, not you. This Robert.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I don't have any thoughts on Davenport. Actually, Nate will tell you that too.
What?
But he said thoughts on Davenport. Schoolroy Sosa. He said thoughts on Davenport.
Yeah.
I said I have no thoughts on Davenport.
Don't go there with me.
Don't go there with me, man. You guys want him back? You guys can have him back if you want him back. I don't want him no more, man. I don't even know why the hell he got signed unless it's for depth. That's the only thing I can see. But whatever. In the NBA last night, Chicago, they got giddy with it. Took LA to the brink. Seconds on the clock, shoots a long half-court three to win the game. Oh, that was great. It was just great to see. It was great to see because LeBron initiated the whole comeback because he threw a bad pass initially, and that's what tied the game. And then they came down and scored a two-pointer, and then Giddy came back and hit that three to win the game.
Yeah. And they got swept by the Bulls for the season.
Man, he's worth a Cheeto. That's too much. You're giving him too much credit, Skull. He ain't worth a Cheeto.
I'll say this about Josh Giddey, man. I don't know. I mean, there were reports that came out that the guy's still a virgin. After this game, he probably is not a virgin anymore. All right? I'm just going to say it. He definitely got some loving last night from somebody for that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody gave him something. I bet you got something after that game.
Oh,
Being
absolutely.
a virgin is not a bad thing these days.
No. I'm just saying, if he was a virgin before that game, he wasn't a virgin after the game. I promise you that.
Oh no, he probably got he probably had a room full of bitches.
Tootsie Roll. Also in the by the way, Kate Cunningham stopped playing tonight either.
Yeah, I saw that. That sucks, man. I want to.
Yeah, and they're playing Cleveland, so that's kind of bad. I mean, bad for the Pistons. I don't know what's going on with Cunningham. He's been out for the last 4 games, so I think they're really cautious.
They're being cautious with him. Yeah, you know the playoffs are around the corner, and they're in a good spot where they're not. I don't think they're going to fall to the play-in. So they want to just make sure he's healthy as all get out. You know.
Yeah. Also today, just off of a point, Dion got extended by Colorado on his contract and we also had a firing today as well.
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins, Memphis
Grizzlies.
Taylor
Jenkins from the
Grizzlies.
Yep.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, somebody's cat's loose.
That's my cat. She's like right here at my foot.
I don't know. Like that one kind of makes me wonder if that was more of something that maybe happened in the locker room, or maybe something that happened with one of the players. You know, like that was surprising because they were playing really good ball. Now I know they fell to the 5th seed, but still, I mean, they're gonna make the playoffs, and they still got a young squad. Like, why do you fire your coach?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing, Brett. I think they're being really, really cautious with him, and they're going to save him for the playoff. I think he might get a couple games before the playoffs, though, if they feel he's good enough. You know, they don't want to do anything more to him. But
and also going to the playoffs, you want to get your young guys some reps before the playoffs. You know, because once the playoffs start, the rotations shrink. So, but you want to have your guys have at least some game time reps in case they get called into the game during the playoffs. They're not totally shell shocked, you know.
Playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Playoffs.
So,
you know what the NFL really stands for? Not for long if you're going to play like trash.
That's true.
No, it stands for no fun league because they passed a couple of measures. They the old
smell
sniff.
test. The smell test.
Yeah, the smell test thing gotta go.
I see Eagle fans complaining about the tush push possibly getting banned, and I told if it does get banned, I don't feel bad for Eagle fans.
I don't either, man. I'm glad they banned that shit.
It's actually a legal move, but I don't like Eagle fans, so I'm not gonna.
What's going on, Ricky?
Well, we could talk about the smell test. Like, what the hell, man? Like, CD Lamb gets fined or gets his.
But that is not a violent gesture. That is not a violent gesture. Smelling your finger. How's that violent?
That's just I don't understand the NFL. Just no fun league. They want to go all the way to Japan and in Russia and played football. I mean, come on, somebody needs to trip Roger Goodell and have him fall into a big deep well.
There's nothing violent about this. You're just smelling your finger. Most guys do that on a hell of a party night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I smell
God.
my finger when I'm testing. You know what? It's a God thing. Nobody understands.
I think we know the basis of why the finger was being smelled. But
you got to test the scents before you. You got to test the scents before you put.
That's just because That's because the people that are looking at that, like Goodell, they already know what that is because they're grown adults.
Yeah.
Kids don't understand that stuff unless you tell them.
Yeah.
And most adults don't even know what that is.
That was like J-Mo doing the Ron Jeremy celebration in the end zone.
Yeah. Right.
Dude, you got to test the scent. You got to test it. You got to test the scent
Robbie,
before you spray.
We already know what it means, Robbie.
Before you, hey,
we know what it means.
You got to test the scent before you spray on the cologne.
Oh my gosh. On other news, hey B, did you hear? Hey, did you hear about what Danny Hurley? What's going on with Danny Hurley?
No, I haven't heard about that one. What's going on with that?
So apparently the North Carolina PD are investigating that threat that was made towards that guy who made that video viral of Danny Hurley basically saying, "Yeah, don't let them fuck y'all like they fucked us." And apparently it's illegal to threaten somebody in North Carolina. So UConn could possibly lose out on scholarships and postseason wins.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. First off, why the fuck would you, as your AD, why the fuck would you try to go after saying you would ruin somebody's life? That is stupid. That is beyond stupid. Like, we live in a very sensitive world nowadays. You can't just say you're going to ruin somebody's life.
Brett, Roger needs to go to a darkness retreat.
Yeah, with ayahuasca, with Roger.
He needs to retire.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Roger Goodell.
Oh, yeah. I think
Roger. But the other Roger.
Okay, B.
Yeah, they both can go.
B, I'm gonna make a what do they call those whenever you're at a council meeting and you like make a statement or you make a proposal? I'm gonna make a proposal, all right?
Okay, make a proposal.
I don't want to hear about fucking Aaron Rodgers anymore, dude. I am so goddamn tired of Aaron Rodgers, dude. Like, I am up to shit with this guy. Fuck this guy. You want to talk about falling into a well? He needs to fall
fuck him?
into a well. We're not talking about
not literally,
anymore, man. Fuck that guy. I'm so tired.
Just say,
just
refer to him
Pittsburgh
as
should
that
be
player.
Sick of him too.
Just refer to him as that player.
The guy looks like a fucking pedophile anyway. Come on, let's move on.
Hey, speaking of which, not to address Rodgers, but what is Pittsburgh going to do now?
Yeah, Jackson Doherty, they're going to likely trade up. I heard they're going to trade up for a quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most.
That probably would be your best. I'd still try to get.
Did you see how many compensatory picks they're going to? Did you see how many picks they're going to have in 26?
How many?
We're getting I think a fourth for Justin Fields, and like a third and a six for James Daniels, and I think it's a third for Najee.
For who?
Najee.
No, you said Daniels. Who are you talking about?
James Daniels. He's a offensive guard. He went to Miami.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And we're getting 3 compensatory picks. We're getting a third for Najee, 4 for Justin, and a 6 for James Daniels, offensive guard.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense to go ahead, even though I'm not a big fan of it, go ahead and play Mason Rudolph as your starter and draft a quarterback for the future, for sure.
I'm okay with Mason Rudolph.
If you're really unsure about Mason Rudolph, I mean, you could say you could get like Joe Flacco in there.
The only
I know, Robbie. I know you got this hard on for fucking Mason Rudolph, but let me tell you something. He is not going to win you a playoff game. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's a good quarterback. He's solid.
No, we don't need him to win a playoff game. We just need him to be a bridge quarterback.
The only thing I can
I'm not saying he should be the starter. Period. You know, bridge quarterback.
The only thing I can justify keeping Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback is that you already have him in the system, and you've already he already knows how the system kind of works.
Yeah, and plus he don't have a bad record with us. He's 8-4-1.
And we don't know what Flacco wants to do. Flacco could want to retire. Who knows?
Flacco, I don't think he would want to come to Pittsburgh because he fucking hates us.
He's a Raven.
I mean,
he went to Cleveland, but
Brown. I mean, he went to Cleveland, right? I mean,
the only thing he did was jump to the old Ravens.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look
at
this guy,
Kevin.
Here. Look at this guy here.
Right.
What's going on, monkey?
All Flacco did was just go back. All Flacco did was just go to the old Ravens.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta remember it's a business.
That's right.
They don't give a shit about that as much as you think they do. He may have when he was younger, but now in his old age and his
he wants to get paid one more time. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Well, Ricky,
I hope not, Ricky.
Deadline, I don't think that A-Rod is going to sign. I think he's going to sit out, which we don't give a damn about.
Yeah, what did I say? Fuck Aaron Rodgers. We're not talking about this motherfucker anymore.
And Ricky, yeah, we talked about this yesterday on Jim about Toratelli. Getting terminated for I know there's something that happened, but it was after the Flyers game.
See, Ricky had to say it, man. He had to say the fucking name. I don't like that name, Flyers. Why do you have to say that? Come on, fuck the Flyers.
Well, the coach got eliminated, so he's out the door.
Hey, Robbie, how did Skeens look yesterday?
Great. 5 innings pitch. He had 4 Ks and 6 pitch through 6 batters.
What was the score?
We lost 5-4. Pirates blew a lead. That's normal.
That's what we lost by. So there you go.
You see the thing with the Pirates, they I can't believe they actually got a home run yesterday. I was completely shocked.
There you go, Ricky. Really agrees.
You know what? Ricky just became my boy. Ricky just became my boy. Ricky, my boy, man.
Pretty Ricky.
Ricky's my boy for that, man. You get it, yeah.
Oh, Monkey wanted to say something about the Chicago and the Laker game.
Oh yeah,
I want him to get that in there real quick.
How about them Lakers? See, them Lakers lose to the fucking with 10.3 seconds left. The Bulls end up scoring 9 points to win that game.
Yep.
And every media outlet, sports media outlet, they all blame LeBron for it.
Mm-hmm.
He
because of his lack of putting balls in buckets.
Yeah.
To his
that was a beautiful buzzer beater by the Bulls.
Someone call that karma, man. Someone call that karma.
That was beautiful.
Because
being a jag.
He's your goat, though. He is your goat.
He's too fucking sensitive, man. He's a nut up.
He's not my goat.
Being a jag off.
Not my goat.
He's not my goat either. Fuck that. Jordan, you think, let me ask this question to y'all. Do you think Jordan would give a fuck if Stephen A. Smith said anything about him?
What's up, Corey?
No.
My goat is Rocky Balboa.
Jordan wouldn't give a fuck about anything Stephen A. Smith said about his son or himself. LeBron does because he's sensitive. He's a sensitive little fuck.
Yeah.
Well, it happens when you skip college and jump right to the pros and don't give yourself time to adjust and mature properly. So you get stuck in that immature phase, and look what happens.
Well, yes and no, Monkey. Because if you look at the NBA, outside of Steph Curry, almost all these big players are all sensitive to something.
I know it's a generation.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sound like an old man and say it's a stamp generation.
It's a social.
Get off my lawn.
Can't spank asses, and now they want to bitch and cry about everything, and then you wonder why.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Can't even smell your fingers now.
Oh, by the way, they said that was affiliated with a gang culture.
Bullshit. Whatever.
Right.
We know why he said. We know why they did that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers might as well just give up and say fuck the playoffs because apparently they can't beat Eastern Conference teams. So what's the point of going if you can't beat an Eastern Conference team when you meet them in the finals?
They got swept by the Bulls. That's hilarious.
And that's funny because they got, they added a important piece to their team, but they're playing like worse than they played before they got them.
That just goes to show it doesn't matter the star power you put on a team. The chemistry matters more than the talent does.
It's the defense. When you put two guys that don't play defense, or one's 40 years old and he's your best defender, and the other guy can't guard a cold, it's not a good mixture. You
talking about Doncic?
Can't have that.
Yeah.
Doncic. Yeah.
So you got two big guys that in a stereotypical game of basketball should be, pretty good at defense, but they're not. So LeBron is getting old.
I mean, LeBron was a good defender. LeBron was a good defender back in the day, but he's 40 years old, man,
that was back in the day, and I give him all the credit in the world to be able to keep it up as long as he has. But come on, the fat lady is singing, bro. Bring it home.
And you know what it really comes down to, Monkey, is the fact is when you trade for a white guy, he's not playing defense. Let's just say that.
Say that again. Because that just sounded really fucking stupid in my head. And I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Well,
because I can tell you right now, I was taught by a white man, and I can play defense better than 90% of the people around here. And my only problem is I can't shoot, so I'm no good.
Name me a white guy in the NBA right now that can play defense at a high level. I know one.
I was going through this the other day that I really don't watch basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to answer you, but I mean,
hey, I can name a white guy that don't play defense.
No, that plays defense.
Plays defense, Rob.
Oh, okay. A white guy that can't play defense, he don't play anymore, but that's Dirk Nowitzki.
He's not in the NBA anymore.
I know, but he didn't play defense. He was white.
We're talking about ones that play defense that are in the NBA, Robbie.
I will.
Oh, man.
I will.
Hey, man. Didn't they invent the 3-point line for white guys?
Did y'all watch the Arizona and Duke game, right?
Yeah.
Man, Cooper Flag can play defense. Like, that guy is going to be a good defender going forward, man. He was locking down, blocking people out.
The great white hope.
Yes, exactly. He's the great white hope for the NBA.
Is he the next Larry Bird?
No.
I mean, you said the great white hope, and that's as close to the great white hope you're going to get.
The great white
hope. He only played. I mean, how many years he played in a college right now? One. I mean, he's going to be one and done because he's going to go to NBA while the NBA is getting as good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. This is the problem. When kids get out 1 year because they think they can play ball in one, you're not setting no records, really.
Yeah.
I mean, has he set any really big NCAA records while he's been playing for his year?
Not really, no.
Duke records maybe, but not NCAA records.
I mean, the numbers he's putting up in the tournament are pretty impressive. Like, he had 36 and 7 last night and like 3 blocks. That's a pretty good stat line.
That's impressive. We're just Brett. We know that we're just fucking around. That's all.
It's Friday, man. Fuck Friday.
Funny. Kevin has his little stunt about that whole situation, but we're not going to go.
I like to fuck with people, man. If I'm not having fun, fuck it.
Monkey time.
We're just messing around, Brent.
So in addition to the Tigers and the Pirates losing 5-4 with our best pitchers on the mound,
both Sox won.
I was going to say that. But they did play the Texas Rangers. But anyway, the point.
What? I mean, the world champions like a year ago or 2
so
years
Blue lead
2 years ago. They're the world champions now. That's the Dodgers. We had to play
Did the Tigers blow a lead yesterday?
I mean, 2 years ago.
Huh? Did the Tigers?
Did Yins blow a lead yesterday too?
No, Tigers were. Well, they kind of in a sort of way. In baseball, it's not that hard hitting to blow a lead unless you're winning 10-1 and you lose 11 to 10. But they were winning 2-1, and that fucking Hernandez dude hit a 3-1 shot and then fucked the whole game up.
Oh, Toscano Hernandez or Toscano? Yeah, I like that guy.
And Otani hit a damn home run. So everybody that came to LA to go see the first game, they were happy because he hit a home run. That was about it.
Did you just say his name was Testicle?
Testicle.
Who's that?
Toscano. It's Toscano Hernandez.
Toscano. Okay. Well, it sounded like you said testicle. I'm sorry.
No.
I wanted to make sure that I was hearing you right again.
Testicle.
I'll tell you what, B. I think I'm onto something because I don't know if you know who this is, but this girl Jessica Mendoza, she's like really good at baseball. Like she's on ESPN all the time. She played baseball, and she picked the Bo Sox and the Dodgers in the World Series. So just saying, it's only one fucking game, but just saying.
Yeah, it's only one game. You got 81 more to go.
Oh, I know.
Have fun, or more than that. It's 100.
Now nobody.
162, right? It's 162.
Like
how many games? How many games is it? 162?
So yeah.
Okay.
Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball.
61, too many.
Yeah, Major League Baseball is like NASCAR, dude. You've watched the first lap, and then you come back at the end of the last two laps. That's pretty much what's going to happen.
Because you fucking fall asleep.
Yeah.
You fall asleep, you wake up right after the 7th inning stretch.
Hey, man. When my kid was young, recorded baseball games were a miracle. They put her right to sleep.
Baseball puts anyone to sleep.
Yeah.
So let's move on to a little bit of football. I mean, we've covered just about every base here. Dion said he'll be happy wherever Shador goes.
Oh,
That's
how the hell he won't? No, he won't. If he goes to Cleveland, he's gonna be pissed.
That's lies.
It's rather he's gonna be pissed or Cleveland's gonna be pissed because when you draft Shador, you're drafting his father too. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong. I like Dion. I think it's cool what he's doing. I think it's awesome that he was able to coach his kid and everything. But he has way too big of an ego not to fucking put his nose where it don't belong.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
don't like Dion's
kid.
I think Shador's going to Cleveland because Cleveland needs a quarterback. If you're gonna run Kenny Pickett as your starting quarterback, yeah, Cleveland.
You're a fucking idiot.
That's Super Bowl Kenny Pickett to you.
They're drafting they're drafting that end from Penn State, I think.
No, I don't think so. I think they're going Shador. The two quarterbacks are going 1 and 2.
I don't ruin the kid's career.
Are picking a quarterback regardless.
They're taking Travis Hunter.
Giants are fine. Right. They'll take the best player available. They'll take
Cleveland.
Travis Hunter.
Cleveland could take Travis Hunter.
Let's get to the brass tacks of that whole situation. Do you think the Giants? There's a rumor that the Giants are still going to take Shador, which is stupid as hell to me because you just got two damn quarterbacks.
He's going to the Browns. He's going to the Browns.
He's got two quarterbacks, and I mean, and the coaching staff is on the hot seat. You don't never bring a fucking rookie quarterback into that situation. Yeah. Chicago should tell you that. They've done it so many times.
If Shador is there for the Giants at 3, he's pretty much going to the Giants, but I don't think he's going to go to the Giants. That's why I said that's why they signed Russell Wilson, because they got noise that the Browns are really thinking about taking a quarterback. And so they went ahead and signed Russell Wilson to make sure they lock at least a decent option at quarterback. And they'll probably just take the best player available, which would probably be
the Browns
Carter or Travis Hunter.
But listen to
the
this
Browns
tape.
have
I think
a Super Bowl.
In those top 3 is gonna pick somebody surprising. I know one of them damn teams is gonna pick somebody nobody thought they were gonna pick. I guarantee that's gonna happen.
Think
so? The Browns have
I think somebody is.
Somebody like that.
The Browns have a Super Bowl winning quarterback on the team.
Giants can get a running back. They can get Genty. They need to replace Saquon.
Look how much
that would be a reach at 3.
No, yeah, but at the same time, look how much they have, caught shit for letting Barkley go.
The
coach and GM are not going to live that down until they find a decent replacement, because Devin Singletary is not it.
That's a good point. But they also had that other guy they got that they liked a lot too. I forgot his name. I think it's Taylor or something like that.
Oh yeah. The guy that backs up Singletary or was playing for Singletary.
Yeah, they got him in the draft, but he got hurt. Yeah, he was pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
That's an interesting point, Monkey. I think actually they could go. That would be the shocker to go because they need to replace Saquon to shut the naysayers down. There's no doubt about that.
I think grabbing a quarterback would be stupid at this point. You have 3 on the roster. You have DeVito, you have Wilson, and you have Winston.
DeVito's trash.
You have 2 veterans. If you were going to draft a quarterback, yeah, you're going to want a veteran there to show them what's what. You don't need 2 of them.
It's a smokescreen, I think, man.
Has a team ever signed 2 veteran quarterbacks as bridge quarterbacks just to draft a 3rd one or a 4th one? Sorry,
it don't make no sense to me.
And they just re-signed Vito.
You're not putting Sanders in a good position to win anything, or even have a team around him to start with. I mean, some Giants fans will say, "Oh, we're going to get Shador so he can sit in the back." And while, for a couple of years to hone it. But NFL teams don't do that no more. This is a new NFL.
No.
Well,
you come out, you're number 1 draft pick, you're playing, motherfucker. That's all there is.
Even if they did, the problem with it is that you got
it's a smokescreen.
You got Jameis Winston. If you bring him in, that means you got 4 quarterbacks on that roster. Now, what are you going to do with them quarterbacks? I mean, you're gonna try to trade them away.
Well, DeVito, you could cut. That's not gonna cut. That's not gonna cost you anything. I mean, Winston.
They just re-signed him to a contract. Why would they cut him?
Well, I mean,
they literally
how much do they give him? You could easily cut players. It just depends on how much of the.
It's backup money. It's backup
money.
Not,
they ain't getting no quarterback.
Yeah, and Winston's deal's not that much either. So they.
It's a 1-year deal, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal. So, I mean, you need to have a plan because I don't think Russell Wilson's going to play more than a year, maybe 2.
Right, but the problem is Dable and Shine, whatever the fuck his name is, they're both on the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
So it's not, they can't sit there and say, "Oh, let's go grab Sanders and let him develop." We need fucking starters now that are going to play.
Because they got to win to save their job.
Look good. Yes.
They got to win to save their job.
Let me ask you this question. You guys keep saying they're on the hot seat. I understand the whole trades and all that, and the players that they didn't bring back.
We're not saying it. The NFL's saying it.
But here's the thing. They're drafting 3rd overall. They have a 40-year-old or near 40-year-old quarterback. They still have a lot of holes. I mean, what is the expectation this year for them to do? Like, I mean, shit. The Commanders are better. The Eagles are better.
Winning season.
They're not gonna have a winning season. You're not gonna. There's no way in hell.
And they're gonna get fired if they
don't. They're not taking a quarterback.
Get fired.
They're probably going to say they're taking a quarterback.
I think they get a mulligan this year, and then next year it'll heat up again because
last year was the mulligan.
No, I disagree because they sucked last year and they're going to suck again this year. The expectations they're not high expectations for the Giants to win a lot.
But the Giants owner said that you got to do better this year.
Well, of course they got to do better. Yeah, but I mean, they draft.
I mean, if you're going to come out there and say that means that you got to do better than what the fuck your record was last year, at least by 2 or 3 games.
Well, better could be 500. That could be, it's all subjective.
What's up, Sonia?
New York's not drafting a quarterback. They're probably going to say they still are. So Cleveland will take Shador Sanders. So that leaves them Travis Hunter, because there's rumors that Cleveland might draft Travis Hunter.
I mean,
I can see the Browns.
I would think the Giants would draft defense because that's something they do. If they get Travis Hunter, that'll probably work for him. Even if they get Abdul Carter. I mean, he's a good defensive end. You can put him in there. I mean, you can always build your defense through the draft, like Nate says. But you know what I'm saying? I don't understand them getting a quarter. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Anybody else see it?
What, John? What was it again?
I was saying that they could build their draft. I mean, they could build their defense up by drafting defense.
Who are we talking about?
How about the Giants?
Oh yeah. Well, also too, like if the Giants play 500 ball, that's an improvement over last year. So I mean, you're trending up. You know, so I mean, now if they're drafting not top 3 again, and there's no improvement, then yeah, I mean, something's got to change. There's no doubt about that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I got you, but yeah,
they can't lose all their division games either.
I just don't see it happening.
That can't happen.
Shit, they probably will.
Yeah, I know, but the best chance they got to win in a division game is against the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, they'll probably split the Cowboys for sure. They won't beat the Eagles and they won't beat the Commanders. That's for sure.
No.
Well, they can't beat the Cowboys. They never can beat the Cowboys.
I think this is the year they could beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's what they said last year. Last year was the year to beat the Cowboys because everybody was beating them senseless. So, and the Giants still couldn't win those games. So that tells you.
I tell themselves senseless.
I tell you what, man. I'll give a hot take right now. I think the Cowboys are going to finish last in that division.
That's not a hot take at all.
Well, some people have the Giants worse than the Cowboys.
My hot take last year was a hot take.
The Cowboys at least have a quarterback, and they got a good receiver.
Try again.
And their defense is decent. You know, they got some players, but I think the Giants roster is worse than the Cowboys roster. But I think the Cowboys are going to be bad this year. Like, you know, it's going to be bad.
I mean,
Dallas has.
I mean, it'll be a roll of the dice to see which one gets to the bottom of the basement there, Dallas or the Giants. Yeah. I couldn't say. You know, they have to play the NFC North this year.
Yeah,
the NFC East. So at least I can see the Lions destroying Dallas and the Giants, and maybe have a good game against the Washington Commanders, and not just the Lions. You got Minnesota, who's gotten way better. You got Chicago, that's gotten way better. You got Green Bay, that's constantly right there. I mean, that whole division might just, I don't see nobody sweeping a division, but I don't know.
I don't put any thought into Chicago being better until I actually see it, because the last 2 off seasons they've done a miraculous job, and yet look what happened last year. They're doing great this year, so let's see what happens.
I still think Dallas is in a ray too. I think they're not going to recover unless Jerry Jones gets out of there. That's all I got to say.
I think the Cowboys take a receiver.
They could.
Receiver or running back, one of the two.
Well, they want Genty. It depends who wants to go up in that draft, because all those teams they need players. All those teams in the front need players.
There's quite a few of them running backs that I wouldn't mind taking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, running backs is deep this year.
I like Hampton, I really do, but that could be because I have a tendency of watching North Carolina college football games, even though I'm not really a big fan. I just like the colors.
You're gonna be like Bill Belichick fan now, because
No, that's the sad part, is I really don't want to watch him now because he's down there.
What are we talking about?
Tar Heels.
Talking about. Go ahead, Kevin. What were you talking about?
Tar Heels football.
Tar Heels football. Bill Belichick.
Amari Hampton.
And his
girlfriend.
Then
he brought in Belichick and his college girlfriend.
Yeah.
Dude, Amari Hampton's gonna be I think he's kind of like a job, man. He's gonna be something special to watch. I like his game.
I think people are sleeping on him. I don't think he's getting enough love as he should be. Because I think Sanders and Ward and basically the top 4.
Which they should. They're quarterbacks. Quarterbacks always get, whether they suck or not, they always get the attention. Nobody gives a shit about the running backs.
Right. Mm-hmm. I give a shit about the running backs.
I do too. We do too. Shit.
I mean, considering this draft is not the best draft class ever, probably not even the top 3 draft class I've seen.
Yeah,
but there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be jumping over other teams or trying to make deals to get that 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pick, so they can get the guy that they want, because basically it's consolidated in like 10 picks really of all the good players that are in the draft. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even know which way Detroit's going to go. I don't know if they're going to trade up, trade down, give away their draft.
To be honest with you, with the Giants signing Russell Wilson, and my firm belief that there's no fucking way they're drafting a quarterback, and a lot of the mock drafts that I have done, like the one that I shared in our little private chat there, That
I like the one.
fucking Sanders falls all the way down to the Steelers.
No, he's not falling that far. Hell no.
Who else is going to pick him up?
He could.
Don't you dare tell me. Don't you bring up the Taints? Don't you fucking dare. They already got a quarterback.
That's one place they could land, though.
Oh,
yeah, if he gets past,
they're completely confident in Carr.
Look, if he somehow gets past the Saints,
if he somehow,
let's say hypothetically speaking, if Sanders gets past the Saints, I think he would be there when the Steelers pick.
Well, what's to say that AG wouldn't draft him either, because they don't know what the fuck they have in Fields.
They like Dart. They like Dart more than anything.
I wouldn't say they don't know what they have in Fields. I think they do know what they have in Fields, or else they wouldn't have, got him off free agency.
And
but the point of the matter is,
rather the coach or the GM have already flat out said that they have no intentions of going after a quarterback with their first pick because of them signing. They want to see what Fields is. They want.
I don't believe anything anybody says, man. It's all smoke except sometimes.
It could be all smoke screens.
Everything's a rumor until it isn't.
Yeah,
like the Giants still saying they're going to draft Sanders. That's a smokescreen.
I'll say this. This is another hot take I have. Is I think this draft could have the most trade downs in the history of the NFL drafts,
or the most trade ups.
I can see.
No, trade downs. A lot of people are in love with these players. I think a lot of people try to trade out to get out of the fucking making a pick.
Like the Steelers are throwing a smoke screen. They saying they're going to take Milroe with the 21st pick. That ain't happening.
I think Milroe could be in play. I really do. I think there's reason behind that because they've met with him, they've taken him to dinner and all that. I think they really like Milroe. Now whether they take him,
they did the same thing with Malik Willis.
Right, but I think if they don't take him at 21, they'll probably take him in the second round for sure. Or they'll trade up to because that would be. I like that pick.
No, I did the same thing with Kenny Pickett. Let's not get it.
They did the same thing. They only took him out of.
Never been in the first round in the first fucking place. What the hell?
I didn't know
that's Kevin Colbert.
Well,
that was
when the Steelers
Kevin.
did that, man. I told you I lost a little bit of respect for the Rooney family when they did that.
That was Kevin Colbert right there. If that was Omar Khan,
that would make more sense because he's from Pittsburgh and he played at Pittsburgh. And
that don't make no sense. No, it doesn't. You know why it doesn't make no sense, Nate? First of all, they got him to a team that had the offensive coordinator that he did not flourish under in Pitt, which was Canada. Why the hell would you draft a player you know damn well doesn't do good under Matt Canada?
Well, I guess maybe they felt that the pieces were better around him that he would succeed.
Yeah,
you know why they drafted him because he was right next door and they were familiar with him.
That's what I'm saying. It was a nostalgic kind of like the fact
and
that he was right in their backyard.
My God, we didn't draft Dan Marino.
That too.
He might be Dan Marino. Shut up.
That was
damn well Pickett was no damn Dan Marino.
I think Milroe makes a lot of sense for the Steelers.
I like
any quarterback.
I like Jackson Dart too.
A lot of sense for the Steelers.
Let's pretend that
you know what the naysayers will say if they draft Milroe. I guarantee you, Matt Hatter, you can agree with this on me on this. We should have fucking kept Fields.
Mm-hmm.
No.
If you're gonna draft Milroe, who is a worse thrower than Fields is, they're both athletes, which both can run the ball. You should have just fucking kept Fields.
See, Fields is not a bad thrower. That was never the knock on. The knock on Fields was he couldn't read defenses.
Well, Milroe's not that great of a thrower himself, and I don't know if he can read defenses that much either.
That was the knock on because Justin Fields got an arm. He got an arm, but he just couldn't read defenses.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, if you draft Milroe, Steeler Nation will be like, we should have just fucking kept Fields.
I don't want none of it. I've never seen a Steelers fan want in Milroe, and at least not in the first round. He's a third round pick at best. He is a project.
I would say second. I would say second round. I would say third.
No, third. He's a project. Like he's one of the quarterbacks that will sit behind the quarterback for 2 seasons.
But if he gets the right coaching, he can develop quicker. Like think Jalen Hurts. So
I did want to address something before because we got about 10 minutes left. I do want to address something to Monkey though. How does it feel seeing two of your ex-receivers on New England?
I fucking find it hilarious. They're trying.
What other
the
receiver
Patriots
they got?
trying
They
to be
got
the
Matt
Bills.
Collins.
Matt
They
Collins
drafted-
and Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
They
Stephon
drafted
Diggs.
Drake May, who drew comparisons from Josh Allen. Now they are going to pick up our, garbage and
Your best
signing
receiver's
them
the core.
and
Your best
overpaying
receiver's
them.
the core.
That is a shit ton of fucking money they just paid Stephon Diggs.
Well, they could afford
Especially
it. They had a whole bunch of
after an
salary cap.
ACL. He's 31 years old and tore his fucking ACL last year. I am not
That's
giving no
very-
31-year-old
Your best
fucking
receiver's Shakir.
$69 or $63 million for a 3-year contract or whatever the hell.
That's
it was.
very
Atlanta
un-New
did.
England like.
Monkey, you know where
What?
y'all fucked up? You know where y'all fucked up is y'all should have let Diggs. I agree with the Diggs trade. Like Diggs and Allen were not working. I don't care what they said. They weren't working.
Diggs was a diva.
Diggs was too busy planting
man.
fucking babies and rappers.
You should have kept fucking Gabe Davis.
No. He wanted too much money.
Gabe Davis was a perennial star on on that offense when
They
Diggs
dropped a lot
in
of
the
passes.
playoffs.
Gabe Davis
dropped passes.
Nate, Gabe Davis is Josh Allen.
Game against the Chiefs, remember?
Gabe Davis is a faster Josh Allen. That's Josh Reynolds. That's all he is.
Oh, I don't know about that, man.
No,
Gabe Davis.
He drops a lot of passes.
Really good player.
He drops a lot of passes. Ask Monkey.
That's the reason why we didn't re-sign him, is because he kept dropping too many passes, too many crucial passes on top of that. But like you said, you keep thinking of that playoff game against Kansas City where he set playoff records. Now that is a phenomenal. He did a phenomenal job.
I'm just saying.
I am a big fan of Gabe Davis. I wanted him to stay up until last season.
I'm just saying Buffalo. I would have loved to seen him as the number one guy. We never saw that.
Well, he went to the Jaguars and wasn't the number one guy there.
Hey, he didn't do shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's a bad system that he went to the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he got beat. He got his job taken by a rookie. He became number 2 receiver.
It's called karma.
Was the number 1 receiver.
I'm just saying.
Christian Kirk sure the hell wasn't.
He would have flourished. He would have flourished in Joe Brady's offense. That's all I'm saying.
Any wide receiver is going to flourish in that offense. Look at what happened this past year. I mean, Matt Collins just got an awesome deal because he came to Buffalo last season.
I don't like Matt Collins. He's a weird dude.
I love Matt Collins. I don't give a fuck if he's in the Patriots in Jersey or not. Yeah, he is awesome. He has that I don't give a fuck attitude, and I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, he's walking around Buffalo with no shoes on in February. That
with
is
snow.
Fucked.
He's lucky he don't get sick. Lucky motherfucker.
Well, that's the thing is if you adjust your body to it, it's like building up your immune system.
Man. How can you walk around with no shoes when it's like negative 17 degrees out?
Yeah, you know your mom always told you. You know your mom always told you to put socks on. Come on, man, don't be like that. You know that.
I hate
told her too, though.
Who? What?
He's got that white privilege.
Sat there and told me I had to go put socks on. Are you kidding me? I ran around barefoot all the time as a child.
My mom always told me when it was cold outside to put socks on because you would get sick if you fucking walked around barefooted.
That's a wives' tale, but anyway.
That's an old wives' tale.
Yeah, it's an old wives' tale. But
I don't know. I got sick a couple of times not listening to her on that one. But
what, walking around barefooted in the snow?
Well, just in cold, yeah, because it's not good. You know, like shit, you need to cover yourself up.
Not necessarily.
No,
but
keep your head covered. You got to keep your head covered and your feet dry.
In the cold, so I guess
it's not. You got to keep your feet dry and not warm. You have to keep them dry. If they get wet, that's the problem.
Basically, it's based on your personality anyway. So if you want to do that, it works for you, then do that. I mean, Matt Collins is the guy that it works for him, so let him do that. Yeah. Me, I put socks on, but that's just me. I'm not going to say that somebody that don't put their socks on is going to be unhealthy, motherfucker. Obviously, it's not. It's helping Matt Collins. So hey.
Well, he's also an athlete too. So you know,
yeah, he's an athlete.
During track practice, I used to run in barefoot when I did track.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
I got nothing against Matt Collins personally. I just think that not wearing a shoe thing is a little weird.
Yeah, when it's like 20 degrees below zero.
Man, I
But
don't
hey,
like
you know what?
so...
That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's his thing. Whatever makes him happy.
He's been doing that Awashika or Ayahuasca with Rogers.
So Nate, guess
remember
what,
Paul?
man?
What?
They got Judon being named the best remaining free agency fit for the Lions. What do you think about that?
I can fuck with that, man.
I want Matt Judon.
I mean,
for the right price, he'd be worth it.
Here's the thing, B. You just gotta ask yourself this question.
He didn't do shit in Atlanta.
Hey, here's the thing, B.
Fit in the system.
Here's the thing, B. You gotta ask yourself this question, and you'll smile when I say this. Anything's better than Davenport.
This is true. That's not a smile. That's just a fact. That's a straight up fact. Fuck that guy.
That's the mantra. That's the mantra lines you go with. Anything's better than Davenport.
Gangsta Yeezy.
But anyway, we got like 5 minutes left, so let's can we do here? Well, okay, everybody. I just want one draft pick, and I don't want a drawn out sentence of why you want it. I just who do you want your team to draft? So go ahead, Matt Yinser.
Like realistically, like what's in the perimeter, or like
or dream.
What you as a fan would like.
Yeah, but at our current draft
position. Do we say player or just position?
Let's at the current draft position.
Okay.
I'm a quarterback.
Okay. Any particular one?
Hypothetically, this is hypothetically. If somehow Shador Sanders drop down to or drop past 9, trade up and get him. If we stay at 21 and Jackson Dart's there, that's the dude right there.
Okay.
Jackson Dart or Shador Sanders.
Monkey.
Well, sitting at my current position at 30, I would probably have to go. I'm probably going to go with a Michigan defensive tackle. His name's escaping me right now, but I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about.
Grant.
Grant or the other one?
Grant.
There's two of them.
I think it's Grant.
The other one won't make. The other one won't make it to Buffalo.
Graham's the other one. Graham and Grant.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Graham's not going to make it to Buffalo.
But Grant, but the thing is that's the way I think it's going to go. I would really like a receiver.
Maybe.
I would like a receiver, but we would have to move up to get the one that I want. So,
who you want? You want that Ohio State receiver?
Emeka
Ibuka?
No, whatever his name is.
Emeka Ibuka there.
Emeka Ibuka?
Yeah.
He might be available. You never know.
I like his highlights. I really did.
He runs a 4.4 too. He's pretty quick.
And there's some other wide receivers down south or later on. Those are really nice too.
Nate, who are you going with, buddy?
I want Nick Scorton from Texas A&M, man. Not only because he's an Aggie, but also
he's an Aggie.
but also too, they have a history of drafting or building good D lines like Nick, the guy from the Ravens. I forget his name. Matabike, Myles Garrett,
Matabike,
Von Miller. Those are some good names. So I would definitely go Nick Scorton. And we need ends.
So I am going to go with the naughty guy.
The naughty guy.
Mike Green for defensive end.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Mike Green.
Mike Green from Marshall.
I give it that.
Yeah. I don't care about him being naughty. Damn it. We need some. You don't
want any more Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I don't want any more Boy Scouts. I'm getting sick of that narrative all the time. You would not be happy with Skirton, Brent? Well, he's another Texas A&M guy. So Skirton and who else? Who was the guy that you said again? Skirton, wasn't it?
Nick Scorton, yeah.
Yeah, Scorton. And Brett said he wouldn't be happy with that one.
Yeah, most of the mock drafts that I see, he goes before the Lions get picked. Though.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be there for Detroit. But that would be an awesome situation if he fell to Detroit or Detroit maybe.
What about the edge rusher out of Boston College?
Number 30 of.
No, I would take Nick Scorton over there. Okay?
No, I mean,
got Detroit taking.
Gordon's gone. If Gordon's not there, would you choose him?
No, because Pierce probably would be there.
I got Detroit taking that edge rusher out of Georgia, Michael Williams.
Yeah, I like him. Falls that far.
Yeah, I like him too. Mikael Williams, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Another Texas A&M guy, Shamar Stewart, but I think that you had pointed that out before that he has got 27% tackle rate where he doesn't tackle 27% of the time. Doesn't make a good tackle, should I say? I think somebody brought that up.
Not going to bat 1,000, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
My boy Brent.
But anyway, this is going to be the end of the show, gentlemen. Thank you for being on here, Monkey, especially you, bro. I'm glad to see you on here. Robbie and Nate been holding it down. Nasty Nate and the Mad Hatter been holding it down.
Mad Hatter.
Yeah, we'd like to see you come on there more, Monkey. And everybody that was in the comment section, Brett, of course you, bro. Sonia, DeCorey. Thanks, DeCorey. Appreciate you, brother. He's a Charger fan, by the way. Ricky.
Chargers.
Gold Chargers.
I would change my name to Mad Hatter.
Minnesota guy, Skolroy Sosa. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Mad Hatter stick to you, man.
Subscribe.
I'm telling you, man. You got to change your name to Nasty Nate.
And we're out.
All right, guys.
Man, I can't.